Well, good afternoon or good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist, life coach, and health coach, and I am excited to be here tonight because I've got some information that I think will help you. And I don't think it's information that you know. So at the end of this, I'm going to ask you if you knew this information. If you did, I'll be really surprised. But I want to start with a statistic. And what I'm going to be talking about tonight, I'm going to wait for some folks to get on because sometimes it takes a while for people to see that I've gone live. But I'm going to start with a statistic. Hey, Sue. I'm glad to see you. Thanks for joining me. Okay, the statistic that I want to share with you is that 25% of your energy, that's the energy that you take in, is used by your brain. And think about that, your whole body. You know, a lot of people have bigger bodies, smaller bodies, whatever, but your brain uses about 25% of that energy. So what I'm about to tell you is really going to be interesting to you, and I think it's something that you will have a takeaway, and it'll really help you navigate forward in the world of aging, which is we all are aging, right? Okay, so what we know is that there are two fuel sources that our body uses, and that's sugar or glucose and fat, which we'll call ketones, okay? And ketones are like a water-soluble fat molecule that the brain can use for energy, all right? But we didn't find this out until the 60s. We just thought that the brain used sugar for fuel or glucose, all right? We take in sugar in the form of everything, you know, bread turns to sugar. Everything turns to sugar that is not a protein or a fat, okay? So, and even your body will take some of that protein and with gluconeogenesis will change it, all right? So, but what we know now, we learned in the 60s from Dr. Cahill and his colleagues, is that the brain uses other things for energy, and one of those, or the thing, is ketones. And so that's when the ketogenic diet started really getting popular. Now we know Dr. Eric Kossoff, I don't know, you may not be familiar with him, but he's written 6 or 8 versions of the ketogenic diet, and he treats people. Hey Alexis, thank you for joining me. He treats children that have epilepsy. And so what they found is children with epilepsy respond really well to the ketogenic diet and can oftentimes come off of their medications. But we're not talking about children today. We're talking about aging adults, which all of us are, all right? Some aging faster than others. And one of the things that causes us to age faster is our diet. And we know that now. For many years, you know, we didn't know it, but we know it now. We know that food is either fuel or it's poison. It's either helping us to move forward, it's either helping us to cleanse our body, it's either helping us to run, to operate like a well-oiled machine, or it's hurting us, okay? So as we age, this is the key factor that we now know, that as we age, the brain's capacity to use glucose for fuel decreases, all right? So, and what they think is it's the amyloid plaques. You've heard of those. For a long time, we thought those caused the Alzheimer's, but now, or that you know, if you had amyloid plaques, you had Alzheimer's. But now, what they're saying is what these amyloid plaques actually do is they impair the brain's ability to use the glucose. All right. So, so there are different types of dementia, you know, and I have a really soft spot in my heart and maybe even a hard spot in my heart about dementia, because I watched my mother die on a bed right here at 80, I don't know, I think she was 85. No, she was 87. She weighed 67 pounds. and I watched her over 10 years decline in her health. But the one type I'm going to talk about tonight is the age-related dementia. And what we know is that age-related dementia, or that decline, is a decline in the ability to use glucose for energy. Hey, Barbara. I think I saw Fran on here. Thank y'all for joining me. Yeah, I hope you'll share this video because this is really important information. Okay, but the good news, this is good news, is that the brain's ability to use ketones does not decline. It actually is still good. And so can you relate this now? All right. Actually, your brain can, those ketones rapidly transport to the brain and can be used for energy, for an energy source. And this makes so much sense to me because as I train people on how to do the ketogenic diet properly, not the dirty keto, none of that, but the ketogenic diet that's done properly, okay? I notice one of the first things they tell me is that their brain energy is increased. The brain fog goes away and they feel better. So I want to just summarize because I see some new people jumping on. So what they've determined now is that the brain's capacity to use glucose for fuel declines as we age, but the brain's capacity to use ketones, which is what your body produces when you're in ketosis, is not impaired. And so that's why I see in my clients, they notice that their brain function improves, along with so many other things, which I'm going to tell you about later on. Okay, so stay with me till the end. Okay, so if we look at Alzheimer's as a fuel problem rather than an amyloid plaque problem, then if ketosis is the fuel that your brain uses, and remember I said at the beginning, 25% of your energy is used by your brain, all right? So if you've got more ketones, if your body is producing more ketones, then, and it's the best fuel source, then why wouldn't you do ketosis? Why wouldn't you? I mean, the last week I have done a 47-hour fast and a 44-hour fast, and I felt great. I mean, I love the way I feel when I'm fasting because I'm in ketosis, and that means and I had some emails I wanted to write, and I was building a new course, and so I wanted my brain to have ketones to use, and if I'm eating, especially eating unhealthy things, it's not going to do that. All right, so. If your doctor, maybe you're going to your doctor and you want to talk to him about doing a ketogenic diet, and he's like, I don't know, he's well, all he's heard maybe, and I hope this isn't the way your doctor is, but a lot of doctors, because they're having trouble keeping up with their practice, they don't have time. Like me, I spend hours doing research, for my clients and for myself and for my family. But if maybe he's not too keen on it, all right? Well, just tell him this. Say, okay, doctor, go to PubMed, not to Google, but to PubMed. And there are over 2,000 articles on the benefits of the ketogenic diet. 2,000 articles, all right? And I don't think there are but a few hundred on vitamin C. So think about it. There's a lot of great information on there. The Charlie Foundation at Johns Hopkins is a great resource for research on the ketogenic diet. Okay, so ketones are energizing your brain by providing a better fuel source as you age. And especially while your brain is going through some pathology, which all of our brains are. And pathology only means a disease, the study of disease, all right? So pathology means that there is some disease happening, and aging is happening to all of us, all right? So the ketones will make your brain run better. Now, the Harvard studies that were done in 1967 by Cahill and Owens, they actually wrote the book on understanding the brain's ability to metabolize energy sources. And that's when the whole issue of ketosis came out. All right, so I'm wrapping this up now, but there's a few other things I want to tell you about. All right, so what we're seeing, the research is showing, and this is a doctor that I've been following. He's down at University of South Florida, also a doctor at Boston College, Dr. Thomas Seyfried. I've watched about 6 of his interviews here lately. I'm planning to get on the phone with him and talk to him. But he's done research that shows that doing a metabolic therapeutic treatment for Alzheimer's, what they're showing is a 30% of Alzheimer's patients are responding to this metabolic therapy. And what is this metabolic therapy? It's MCT oil and exogenous ketones. So MCT oil, you can buy that at Walmart, all right? There's definitely some better kinds. There's some powdered kinds. And exogenous ketones, you can get those from several different sources. I put those in my coffee. Butter is a good source. Anytime you're putting good fats into your body, those are going to be ketones, all right? So just want to encourage you, that good fats, good healthy fats, now not vegetable oil, not canola oil, not seed oils, but avocado oil, olive oil, but the best fat is going to be going to be your meat fat, okay? So like your bacon and your ribeye steaks and even your lard, okay? So you want to get those good fats into your body to fuel your brain, but you want to leave off those carbs, those unhealthy carbs. Those are going to be, your breads, your cereal, your grains, your corn, your tortillas, your tacos. There are good alternatives using almond meal or almonds. The Siete family has a great product. There are a lot of good products, but read your label on those products, okay? So if it has like potato flour or rice flour or other flours, you don't want those. You want non-grain type products, okay? Like I said, the Siete family, Siette. You can Google that. They have it on Amazon. They have it I think they have it at Walmart now, okay? So you want to incorporate those healthier things into your diet. Okay, so I wanted to show you this before I quit. All right, so there's overwhelming evidence of the positive influence and benefits of the ketogenic diet. It's just overwhelming. I mean, so here we go. And I have seen it myself for 7 years now, and even more for me, but with my clients, the benefits, how much better they get. So every client that comes to me, especially if they're diabetic, has high blood pressure, immediately their blood pressure goes down. Usually in the first week, sometimes it takes 2 weeks. The second benefit is the blood glucose levels go down. Number 3, their heart rate goes down. Their blood insulin levels go down. And this has more implications than you can ever imagine. Having high levels of insulin in your blood causes high blood pressure, okay? And many other things. The insulin in your bloodstream, which is what happens when you're eating too many carbs. That's what causes diabetes. It causes the walls of your vessels to be stiff and not elastic, and that's what causes high blood pressure, okay? Your CRP, your C-reactive protein, this is an indication of the inflammation in your body. So if your CRP levels are high, that's inflammation usually caused from these toxic oils like canola oil, vegetable oil, seed oil, soy oil. But when you go on the ketogenic diet, your CRP goes down. Your triglycerides will go down. Your sleep will improve. Your gut health will improve. All my clients say within a week they come off any stomach medicine they're taking. I think 90% or more of them come off their medications. Their brain fog decreases. Their pain goes down because their inflammation is going down. Their edema goes down and their kidney function improves. I've had so many patients tell me, well, I went and now my I was at stage 3, and now they're saying I'm not stage 3 anymore. So, how many more benefits do you need, really? Okay, so so the only thing that might happen is your LDL might go up a little bit, but compared to all of these other benefits, and actually the American Heart Association now is not relating higher cholesterol to, or lowering cholesterol to lowering your heart attack risk. So, that's kind of been thrown out the window. So